are again, ready to talk sauce.
Yes, we're here for another one.
Yep.
Excited to talk to you.
Absolutely. And today we're actually making some nice stuff today upstairs.
We are. We're cooking up a storm. Actually, we started early. We actually started with breakfast. And now we started making rice balls, but not my traditional style rice balls, Marcus's rice balls that he enjoys
Yep.
better. These are your favorite types of rice balls.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, we used to get these from Villa Bate, but I feel like we're doing them a little bit differently. But our standard is arborio rice instead of long grain or medium grain. We use saffron. Typically it gets cooked basically like a risotto. Basically, and then you cool it down. You know, you have your butter to firm it up. Butter, you put it on a slab, cool it down. You know, ball it, stuff it, fry it, eat it, boom. And that's what we're gonna try today. See what we can do.
It's funny you say the saffron because
Yeah.
I've never used saffron in my rice balls.
Right.
I've learned from my mom, my grandmother, they've never used saffron. It's for the color.
So,
Like it doesn't give flavor. I mean, maybe a little
no, it
bit.
does.
It
So-
does, but it's
with yours, what do you do with your rice? First of all, type of rice, how you prepare it, the whole
well,
nine.
I do use we used to burn Carolina rice my whole life. That's what I grew up on. Now we use jasmine rice
Mhm.
because it stays creamy and like it sticks well together. It holds well together. But we just boil it with salt, bay leaf, and butter. That's how I boil it. And then when it's cooked, I throw in cheese.
You know, I've
grated cheese.
never seen it with bay leaf anywhere else.
We've always done that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's what I've
No,
learned,
no,
and that's
your
what I
no, but
keep
that's
doing.
your tradition.
But it's funny because I made my video and I posted them, and like somebody commented, "Oh, why isn't it yellow?" Or, "Oh, they're not
Because
yellow."
they're looking for saffron.
I'm like,
That's
I've
why.
never learned it that way. We've
Yeah.
never made it that way.
Yeah.
But honestly, I feel like it's just for the color.
It does have, so when you smell the saffron, it does have a certain scent to it. It does have a certain taste to it. Can I describe it? No, but it's definitely not
Right.
your
That's
plain.
what I'm saying. It's
not
like
your plain
it's
rice.
there, but
Right. So even looking at I have old Sicilian cookbooks at home, and they all say to put saffron in and I'm guessing, I don't know from how long ago, but saffron, we don't typically use in anything else.
No.
It was just something that was brought over, and that's part of like why I think in Sicily, when there were so many people coming in and just, I guess, kind of not taking over, but we have a lot of Moroccan food wise
flavors that we've
some of
learned
the
from
stuff
them.
stayed, and I think saffron with the rice balls really stuck for some reason, because you go to, like I said, you know, we go to Villa Bate or whatever, their rice is yellow.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, I
Yeah.
think when they're bought out, they
Right.
all use it.
Right.
And when you make them homemade,
Right.
no.
So I got a warning about you wanted to talk to me about something over here that we got.
Oh, well, do you want to finish talking about your rice balls? Like, how you're going to make them? Or
ham and
see
cheese?
it.
They're gonna see it. Instagram, YouTube,
and your YouTube channel.
and we're working on that together. So you'll definitely see it around.
Sounds good. So talking about Sunday dinner, I always grew up having it about like 2, 3 o'clock.
Right.
That was my Sunday dinner.
Mhm.
What time did you have Sunday dinner?
We used to do the same thing too, and then my dad turned around and goes, "Why the hell are we doing this?" Because 6 o'clock rolls around, 7 o'clock rolls around, he's eating the whole house, because it just didn't make sense. So yeah, it was definitely something to keep the family together for the day. You know, it's kind of like, damn, right smack in the middle of the day, no one's going anywhere, everyone's at home, no one's only looking to go out. We're gonna eat together at that time.
All right, so you say you didn't get together, but you didn't go eat by your grandmother's house or get together with family
Typically,
on Sundays?
well, no. So typically, my grandmother lived in Ridgewood. We went to go do visits, but we never really ate dinner at her house. We always ate at ours. She would come over once in a while, not too often.
So either there's your difference
Mhm.
because you didn't have that routine of getting
Right.
together, eating at that time.
we
But
started with it and then got rid of it as we got
you
older.
don't want to spend time with Nonna?
No, it's not even that. It's the fact that it just didn't make sense, time wise, to eat that early. It didn't, like, then we just started eating regular time, 6 o'clock. We ate, We did a thing. Everybody was already home, and we got ready for the next day. That 2, 3 o'clock, the time, it didn't compute.
See, I think how it does compute
Go
because
ahead.
you eat dinner at 2, right? 2, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
But then it's like, okay, you eat, you clean up, whatever. And then after a while, like either family comes over or you go visit this other family. And then you have fruit or you have coffee and dessert. And there's your day.
So you're telling me that's the whole day from 2 all the way up until, let's just say, 9
Well,
o'clock?
you would eat dinner 2, 3
2, 3
o'clock.
o'clock, right.
Then by the time you clean up and whatever, around 5, 6 o'clock, you get together with your uncle, your cousin, or who comes over.
But what if you don't have those people around? I didn't have those
But
people
that's
around.
what I'm saying. Either that's the difference, because then
right.
you weren't getting together with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So either that's your difference of why you lost that, because who are you getting together with now?
Honestly, maybe
So it
that
was
that,
kinda
that
pointless.
typically could be it. For me, I'm looking at it as a standpoint of just same way my father did, just to eat that early, just to eat again later, just to snack later. That was the reason of what was the point. Not so much on the family side, but so much of the actual timing of the eating just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Which we do understand. We did start off that way. But then it's just like, what's the point of it? We're all home anyway. You know, my grandmother would be over for the day. They would drop her off later at night. You know, my cousins, they all lived in different spots. They were never really around or whatever it is. I lived in Queens. One's upstate. The other one's far out in Long Island. It was just,
Yeah.
it was no point.
So it's hard to get together.
Yeah, and, you know, they didn't hold the traditions that typical first generation Italians have. Like we have. They didn't have those. They were
Yeah.
very Americanized.
No, that's how I
Very-
grew up. Every
Right.
Sunday was by one grandmother. The other Sunday was by the other one.
Well, I
and
only
then,
have one grandmother here. The other one was in Italy.
Then
so I
after a
didn't
while,
have
then
any-
on my dad's side, my grandmother moved back, and then it was
Right.
only on my mom's side. But every
Right.
Sunday, we
So
would be there.
that
and
was
then-
typically it.
Yeah.
What other Sunday bone picking you want to do with me?
Okay, what about Sunday
Foods?
foods, meals that you would prepare for Sunday, or typically that you would look forward
This
to?
is where me
Sundays.
and you love to bump heads because we've just talked about this. I feel like it's niche, like where you want to, like it's either has to be a sauce based or something like that's super Italian. For me, it's dinner. We could have
Anything goes.
We could
You
have
can
a
make
roast
anything.
with roasted potatoes,
Yeah.
asparagus. I'm talking about like it doesn't have to be like culturally driven foods for a Sunday.
I never grew up that way.
I
I
know, and I know
really didn't.
because why? You guys had that standard 2, 3 o'clock sit down
Meal, yeah.
and everybody liked the steak pizzaiola. Everybody likes the
So you didn't grow up with a Sunday dinner like that. You knew that's what you were having.
So we used to. My dad was the cook in the house at the time. He would always make the sauce early in the morning. So
Right.
we did start off where it was literally that saying Sunday sauce.
Okay. So you did have sauce
did
every
have that.
Sunday.
Yeah. But then after a while, you're like, sauce again. We grew tired of the same routine over and over again. And then we just started doing it like, hey, let's make risotto today. Hey, let's do, I don't know, some kind of chicken dish. Let's roast a chicken. Let's get rotisserie chicken.
No.
It's still
that would not fly.
But it's food. It's Sunday. You're eating together. That's the point. That's why I'm like,
Yeah.
I never really like saw that.
I get it. You could have anything.
You can
anytime,
literally have anything.
But
I know. And that's where we're going with the traditional, this is what we eat. It's like you have a prefix menu. This is what we have to choose from.
like I could tell you like which grandmother exactly what she would make every Sunday.
Right.
Like literally every Sunday I knew this grandmother was making this. My other grandmother would be making that.
You never got tired of routine?
No, never. Never. That's just what
Because a lot of people like to break routine once in a while.
you break it the other 6 days of the week.
No. How are you gonna? You're gonna have
Meaning
a
you
routine?
could have anything the other 6 days. You could have your seafood, or you could have this, or you could have that. You could have.
I think this is also a discussion of, if you were to ask me, what food would you give up and not miss? I would tell you straight out, honestly, it would probably be pasta. Because why? that's what we had. We've always had that. I lean more towards rice, Spanish food and stuff like, not because of
I'm not a big rice person.
I never
Yeah.
used to be either, but because constantly all pasta is, and let's just be very frank on this. You're just taking the same dough and you're just changing its shape.
Yes.
Okay. So typically,
But that doesn't mean they taste the same.
are you telling me that the shape of the pasta determines the taste of the pasta? Really?
The cut of the pasta
Is it okay?
goes with the sauce. Like, it's different.
No. Okay. Not talking
Any
about
pasta's pasta.
I'm not talking about the gonza. I'm not talking about anything. I'm talking about
Pasta's pasta. Yes, it has its
Okay.
flavor of
So-
what pasta is.
right.
But it's
So
different.
if I take the same dough that I just made spaghetti with, and I take the
yes.
same dough, and make it's still pasta. So it's
Yes.
still there. Like, yes. And there was a discussion at one point that there is an unwritten rule on certain pastas go with certain sauces
Right.
/
Yes.
oils or whatever it is.
Yes.
I am in total agreement. Yeah, who wrote that down? Nobody. It just is, right?
No, it's true.
So we're okay with that.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, it's still just pasta. Just like at the end of the day, it's still just rice. But I've had more pasta in my lifetime that I care to admit than I did rice. And now I'm finding fun things to do with rice. Look, I'm doing risotto more often now. We're doing rice balls. There's also, I do stir fry. I have a wok that I haven't touched in a month. You know, there's lots of...
Just don't take it out on Sunday.
Yeah. I'm going to send it to you directly.
You're going to do it as
That's
a
what I'm doing. But I just feel like there's more versatility with rice than there is with pasta. Because pasta, you have you have two options. I'm sorry. Boil it or you bake it. Those are your two options. With rice, you could do so much more. But growing up, I still grew up on pasta. So typically that's what makes me, I guess, a little different. I still wouldn't deny a bowl of pasta. Not going to happen. But if you were to say, what's my new go-to?
It'd be rice.
I would come over for
I don't know.
rice.
I'm not that big on rice. I love rice. I would, but I'm not that big on rice. More on pasta.
Well, do you think that if you had more ideas or recipes to do with rice, that you would be more inclined to use it more often?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think there's more versatility in pasta, but again, that's because of what I know.
But why is that? What do you mean when you say versatility?
Like
what
you
do you mean?
said, you can only do two things with pasta, right? Boil it or bake it.
As far as cooking goes.
With all the sauces that exist, you could do it many different ways.
But all you're doing is changing its coat. You're not changing it. That's what I'm saying. That's why when I mean versatile, I literally mean versatility. Like what you can actually do with it. Because there's plenty you can do. That's my take on it.
I mean, can't you do the same thing, rice or pasta? Well, I guess you really can't put sauces on rice.
Well,
You
actually,
could do seafood. You could,
yes. Like with rice,
but not sauces.
seafood. Like I feel like with rice, it does way better with broths. I tend to like it with like either stews and broths, not sauces.
Yeah,
Pasta-
no, I was just sort of saying.
Right, pastas you can do any kind you want in any kind of texture, like any kind, like a thin broth, a thick broth, which would be a stew. You could do a lot of stuff with it, but for me
Yeah.
typically, and that's where we are on Sundays. Where it's another day.
Yeah, no, I don't feel like it's another day.
No, that's
Sunday
fine.
is Sunday. Sunday is Sunday. That's it.
Sunday is Sunday.
That's right.
That's a pretty good place. Yeah, Sunday is Sunday. All right. So we got that out of the way.
Yes.
Well, I think that was fun, right?
Yes, it was.
So we will have another not shouting argument, because this wasn't shouting. This was calm.
No.
I like
We talk very well.
We do talk very well.
Yes.
And when these things go off, what are you, crazy?
I know, right?
All right. Have fun. See you later.
See ya.